Kia ora. Kia ora koutou. Oh man, I'm super excited. I'm so nervous. I've got butterflies like crazy tonight. So thank you. I'm so blessed. I love seeing all these beautiful faces on here tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Before we start our events, we're going to start with a karakia. And then we're going to end with a karakia. So I'm just going to get you all to bow your head and then we'll start, yeah? I te atua manaki te me mātou I tēnei pō, homai ke mātou te kaha me te kororia, ake, amene. Awesome. Kia ora, everyone. Thanks heaps for joining us tonight, our launch event of our Whanau Freedom project. Boom. This has been coming up for a few weeks now, and we're all pretty excited to have you all here. My name is Tracy B. Now, I was going to have a mihi for you fellas tonight, but my whānau didn't get back to me in time and tell me what I had to say. So I'm just going to say it all in English, and next week when I've got it, it'll be down. As I said, my name's Tracy B. I am from Aotearoa and very proud. I'm from a little town north of Auckland called Kirikiri, or Kirikiri. Sorry, and I live here in Melbourne now, and I've been here in Australia since 2001, and I come home occasionally. And since being here, I've been on a huge journey, which has brought me to this event tonight with all you beautiful people who have joined us. I've been, like we all have, yeah, we've all got a story to tell, and we've had a journey along the way, and I'm going to give you a brief journey of where I've come from and what's brought me here today. So like I said, brought up in Kirikiri, moved to Auckland. As soon as I got a license, I was like, I'm out of here. Moved to Auckland, went and studied health and wellness, and then moved to Australia in 2001. I've had three babies, all girls. I've got a 23-year-old, a 21-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And yeah, my oldest one lives down the road here in Melbourne. The other one lives up in Queensland somewhere. I can't remember the name. And my little 8-year-old, she lives part-time with me and part-time with her dad. And yeah, what's brought me to Melbourne after leaving Auckland and studying health and all that stuff, I'm going to have a truth bomb here. While I was in Auckland studying health, I got into drugs, and I got into it quite heavily, and I had to leave. So I literally packed up all my stuff, rang my mum and dad who were here in Australia and said, oi, I need to get out. I'm losing myself here. So I packed up my bags, flew to Australia, cruised around Australia with mum and dad, and we were on cruising around in the, what would you call it, the whoop-whoops of Australia, picking fruit, grapes, mandarins, whatever was going on. And I got clean, and I started learning about, because I got really sick, man. I ended up in hospital with kidney stones, heart murmurs, the works. And when I came over here, clearly I was getting clean, and I knew that food, like I'd learnt through my health studies that food was going to heal me. So I really got into it. I started Googling hard out. I started eating more healthy, and I healed myself from the inside out. Then I moved to Melbourne, and I studied massage, and of course, you kind of evolve from massage as well, and I got into energy healing with Reiki healing, and then I passed on my knowledge to a lot of my clients. And now today, I help promote a Juicy Body Transformation Wholefood health program that's all online, and so I've kind of furthered it afield, and not just, you know, teaching my community. I'm able online to kind of reach out across the world with the Wholefood program. So throughout that little journey of learning health and everything, I created a page on Facebook called the Juicy Living with Tracy B. And I've also got the Wholefood Maori Girl. And this is my little girl, Ruby. Say hey. Hey, everyone. And from that created a really beautiful community just teaching people around whole foods. And we're going to hear from some women tonight who came into my life around whole foods, around the Juicy Body Transformation, and around my pages. And since starting the Whole Food Maori Girl, actually, I only started it a year ago because I'd learned so much about healing. My biggest mission at the end of the day was to bring it home to our culture and our Maori people. So I really put a lot of work into the Whole Food Maori Girl, and it opened up my consciousness and opened up my, my vessel to invite people in that could help each other spread the word to Aotearoa about healing ourselves. Because, you know what, in the last 10 years, I'm from a big whanau, we all are, yeah? Mum's one of 15 children. In the last 10 years, I've lost count of how many people we've actually buried when they're not meant to be, to cancer, diabetes, depression. And through everything that I've learned through whole food living and healing from the inside out, a massive part of, you know, what's going on in society with sickness and disease and mental health, I believe is food. I think that, you know, what you eat and age you into what you become. And so my message is massive, Lan. I want to bring this home to my whānau, and I want to help our people through food, through movement, through mindset, change us. And it's not just us, our generation, but it's our tamariki, it's our children. I don't want that for them. It's not meant to be that way. And so this event and these people that you're going to hear from tonight and in our episodes to come are all going to be people who are massively on the same mission with the same message to let our tamariki and our people know that there is another way, and we can help you through food, through mindset and movement. And so that's been my mission in the last couple of years. Once I got myself right, now I feel I'm able to pass that on. So in the coming weeks to come, we're going to do episodes, and we're going to invite people along that are changing lives in their community through their passions and their knowledge. And we're going to hear from some people exactly like that tonight, along with my co-host Miri, who I've met through this mission as well. She's a heart-driven woman with a lot of love and a lot of knowledge around heaps of stuff. We'll hear from her later. So I want to thank you all for coming on tonight, for taking the time out, for giving yourself permission to listen to others and see where you can pick stuff from. You know, maybe later on you want to come and join our event and share what's going on for you. That would be a dream. That would be awesome, just to have people say, hey man, I've got this to offer. I've got this to offer. And that's what this is all about, bringing as many people as we can together and sharing what we've got to offer. So anyway, that's a really short version of my life. I'm 42, by the way, so there's a big, longer story for that, but I'm not going to bore you with that right now. I'm going to introduce our first guest, Stacey Warwick. Now, I met Stacey a few months ago now, and I literally have not met this woman personally, and that's what I love about the internet and the Zoom is I can meet whānau and people from all over the globe, and we together with the same message and the same mission, we can help one another, and that spreads into the community, hence why we're on this Zoom tonight. So Stacey I met a few months ago. She's also promoting a beautiful program, the same as what I'm doing, and we just jam. And I invited her on here tonight because I can see that she's making a difference in people's lives. And, you know, she's living a life that I believe is healthy, and her mindset is beautiful. And she's just like, wait till you meet her. She's an absolute babe. And I was like, babe, you got to get on here. Now, she's moved from Aotearoa, and she's living in New South Wales. I don't even know what she's doing up there, but I'm going to pass it over to her. We're going to ask her a few questions. And you know what? If you guys have any questions for Stacey or myself, just pop it in the comments below. And at the end of the episode, if we have time, we'll answer as many questions as we can. So Stacey, I'm going to pass it over to you. Hey, gorgeous.
What's up? Hey, Tracy B. Woo! Thank you for sharing your story and for the intro. Wow. And you're right, we did just jam. I saw the Wholefood Māori girl and I was like, whoa, who is this chick? And really, you inspired me to really pursue this venture even more than I was already. So yeah, I'm grateful and honoured to join you ladies here tonight.
Thanks, babe. Thanks. I love hearing that I am actually making an impact, you know. Sometimes I doubt myself, like, why am I doing this, blah, blah, blah. So to hear that, it gives me drive to keep going, you know. It's not about me. It's about who I can inspire and who I can help along the way. So thank you. And thanks for joining us.
It's a mission of ours and it's bigger than ourselves, isn't it? I've got goosebumps. I don't know about anyone else, but I've not heard your story in full, and although it wasn't in full, there were things that I have never heard. So thank you. Thanks for being open and raw and sharing with us your story.
Totally, man. I'm going to be honest throughout this whole episode, and, you know, I'm going to be, you know, not this one, but everyone, I'm going to, we're all here to love and support one another, not judge each other at all. We've all got a story. We've all been in and out and blah, blah, blah. So thank you for that. So totally. Stace, look, yes. Like when I first saw you online, first thing I saw was your hot body, and, you know, you're totally into fitness, totally down for that, and the healthy lifestyle. And I know you've got a little one. And I know as a parent myself, trying to do, you know, keep fit and healthy around a little one can sometimes be hard. And I was like, man, how is she doing this? So my first question is to you, how do you keep fit and healthy with a family?
Yeah. It's, I mean, it's a balance. My partner works away in the mines too. So I've been, you know, after I had Kate, I realised this amazing respect that I should have always had for my body, but never really did. So it's amazing what we go through as mamas when we carry our babies and feed them from our bodies, how much you really do appreciate what we have to offer. So I've always been into health in some sort of way. I've been in Australia for 11 years now, and I've lived in Perth. I did a Cert 4 in fitness over there with a Master Trainer certificate through the Australian Institute of Fitness. And yeah, I sort of have, you know, gone in waves, fallen off the bandwagon as we do. I've also had my bouts with, you know, drugs and alcohol. But I think our priorities, or not think, I know they change when we become mamas, and we have a responsibility to other people than ourselves. So I love the gym, but with a little one, it's really hard to get there. And with Peter away as much as he is, there's that real, you know, struggle to get there. So I actually gave away my gym membership probably about 5 or 6 months ago when I first joined the Juicy Body Transformation Program. I was just feeling like I didn't, you know, maximize the benefit, and it was costing me money that at the time I, you know, just really couldn't afford. Kay didn't like to go to the creche there, and that would create anxiety around me working out at that time. So I just chose to give it away. And these days, honestly, I just walk. My walking is my therapy. It's like a meditation to me. I just get out in nature with him in the pram. So it's a 23 kilo resistance training walk on an uphill incline. And for me and my body, coupled with a whole food living and a healthy lifestyle and diet, that just suits me. I don't do anything, you know, I don't lift a lot of weights. I don't train for hours on end. I get out in nature, I get my fresh air, I go to the beach, I recharge and revitalize with just my environment. I'm really lucky and blessed to live here on the mid-north coast in a little place called Cobbs Harbour, famous for the big banana. And it's right on the coast. We are surrounded by water, which is, I come from the Bay of Islands, Kororarika, Russell, in the Bay of Islands, if any of you fellas know it. And so I'm a bit of a water baby. I've been brought up on the water, so it's important to me to be close to the ocean. But yeah, nothing special here, Tracy B. I walk and I carry my 15-kilo son around, from time to time, but just a healthy diet and walking.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't realise you're from Russell. That's crazy. You're like just over the road from me. I'm from Kirikiri, and it was like, wow, tripped out. I reckon we must know each other.
My whānau, on my dad's side, has they have a family house out at Doves Bay, out toward out there. It's beautiful out on the Kirikiri Inlet.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. Can I ask you a question? Because I know it sounds like you have a great, like you're out, you're about, you're able to spend a lot of time with your little boy, which is awesome. Can I get personal and ask you, how do you have a job on the side? Because, some people that are watching this, especially, some mummies will be like, okay, that's cool. Does she have a job? Is there an income coming in as well? Or just to stay at home.
Look, I've always been really independent financially. My partner and I met mining, so that was about 4 years ago, and always been really independent with my money. My mum always used to say to me, don't ever rely on a man for money. And I grew up thinking about that. And so it was really important to me to be able to pay my own way. I met Pete, 4 years ago mining. And so I've always made reasonably good money. And then when I fell pregnant, I obviously, your hands are tied to some degree, and you aren't able to contribute as well as you'd like. And you lose a little bit of dignity, if I'm honest. I did anyway, not being able to contribute. And so I got a job as soon as I could after having Kate. Just a part-time job at a local Wholefood cafe, which is really beautiful. It ties in with what I believe and my values. They locally source all their produce, and they support local business, and they have these yummy raw desserts. Anyway, off track. But yeah, so I do a couple of days down there, and of course, like you, this is how we came together. I have been lucky enough to join forces with the Juicy Body Transformation and our amazing products, and I simply get to work from home in my activewear or whatever, or work from the beach. Today I was down at the beach while the boys played in the water, lazing in the sun, getting my vitamin D, while inspiring other people to a healthier lifestyle. So I have the best of both worlds. I feel very blessed to have found this online community and this ability to work around my 2-year-old son, and now we have a new baby on the way. 12-week. We had our 12-week scan today, so I'm even more excited to be able to be on this journey and to work around my now 2 babies, and also to give this little one inside me the best possible foundation and beginning to life. Yeah, juicy baby.
Juicy baby. Juicy baby. So one more question, okay, because when you're pregnant, for those of you who don't know, it takes a lot out of you, man. To build this baby is taking everything you've got. So we need to make sure as mamas that we're ingesting as much goodness as we can to make sure that we're building this baby strong. Are there any, is there any special diet that you eat or lifestyle that you mentioned the whole foods, what does that look like to you?
So for me, I start my day always with hot water and lemon. And I always have a green smoothie. Our products, we have a vegan superfood plant-based protein. And so that goes in there. It's got 20 different superfoods and like 8 different veggies. It's immense. And I stack it with like whatever's in my veggie drawer, spinach, broccoli, zucchini, anything green or any color actually. And then I have a load of nuts, so that in itself is a meal essentially. Sometimes it'll get me through to lunch. Lately, not so much. I'm pretty hungry. I could eat a horse, and I sometimes do. And I suppose we are lucky to have these amazing recipes to success and these guides that we pull a lot of our recipes and menus from, I suppose. So that's really helped me because I've not always cooked with whole food. For me, though, I think just simplifying it. So some protein and a salad is really good for me and my partner. And for Kate, he loves his veggies, and he's been on our products since for the last 6 months. So from about 18 months, and I've really noticed a difference in him too. So I just love the integrity of what we are ingesting in our products. So 30 different hand-picked, vine-ripened fruit, veggies and berries. Like, I know I'm on a health journey, but not every day's perfect. So being able to just, for me as a mama too, we have this I do have this anxiety around whether or not I'm nourishing my son correctly and if he's, eating enough. And I suppose now I don't really have that much of a concern. That whole mummy guilt around food is somewhat diminished, mostly diminished, and it's just a great foundation, and then we can build on that. So yeah,
love it. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks Stace. Before you go, this is one last question. It's not a question. Is there any advice or anything you want to share at all? Anything we haven't talked about, or something you just advice for anyone around pregnancy, mostly too, because I am going to follow your journey, because I think nutrition and pregnancy is super important, and I just love babies, and I want to make sure that they're nutritionally sound. So if you have any other advice, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I'm not perfect by any means. The last 12 weeks have been super unsettling to what I have been like the last sort of 5 or 6 months. I've been super hormonal. And my poor partner, just totally irrational. Sarsha will back me up on this. We just take every day as it comes and try to do our best. So, we're all real people. We all have, different results. And everyone's journey is different. Don't think, that, I don't know, you can't do it, or, you're not doing well enough, because we all go through ebbs and flows. With this pregnancy, I just hope to stay really fit. Like, I will continue my walking and increase my nutrition a little bit, just sustain my whole food living as much as I can. Sometimes recently I've been like just wanting sugary stuff. So I need to get in the kitchen and make some really healthy, like bliss balls or that salted caramel slice to curb those feelings. Because there's this packet, I know this is not for me, but they're there and they're like screaming at me. I bought them from my brother-in-law. He fell off a roof and broke 3 ribs. Anyway, long story. But they're like, so I need to just move them, I think, and get in the kitchen. So yeah, I'm not perfect by any means. Anyway, that's me.
Thanks,
But
Stacey.
please follow my journey. You'll see everything expanding as it already is.
Love it. Thanks so much, babe. Beautiful.
Pleasure, babe.
Thanks
Pleasure.
so much. Love hearing your story. Love hearing what's going on with you. And you know what? Like, I love that you said, you know, not every day is perfect. We don't have to be perfect, everybody. We have bad days and you're allowed to have them. It's okay. So I love that. You know, when I have a bad day and if it just gets worse and worse, I just go, oh, whatever, man. Like, tomorrow's got to be better. So yeah, don't beat yourself up. I love that. And we'll definitely follow your journey. We'll get you back on soon with your puku and everything and see how you're going, how your man's coping. Oh, men, you put up with so much, men. It goes both ways, man, seriously. Seriously, goes both ways. Anyway, kia ora. Thanks, babe. Love you heaps. Now I'm going to pass it over to my co-host, Miri, who I love so much. And you'll know why as soon as she jumps on and starts doing her big kōrero. So here we go, gorgeous girl. It's all yours.
Kia ora. Kia ora, everyone. Thanks for coming along. And also a big kia ora to the people that are going to be watching the recording of this, because we did have a few apologies from people that couldn't make it for tonight. And I just wanted to briefly say, before I say a wee bit more about myself, that I also apologise that generally we would like this to be a half an hour event. But tonight there's quite a lot of like introductions and all that sort of stuff going on. So we're definitely, you know, we're probably going to be more like an hour event at this rate because, you know, we're just, we've got to get it out. You know, we're so excited. We're so passionate. So as I said before, my name is Miri and I currently live in Bluff. And I whakapapa from Rakiora, which is Stewart Island, through to, I'm living in Bluff here right now, and right up to Murihiku, around Invercargill ways, which is, let's just say that's where I'm predominantly from. I don't know about you fellas, but when you're Maori, you probably got about 11 to 7 tribes going on, which I do. So I'm just talking about where I'm predominantly from. So with those places that I mentioned, I've got the Takitumu Waka going on and the Takitumu Mountains over there. So that simplifies it. That's as much mihi as you'll get out of me today. And next time, Tracy B and I are going to be rocking our te reo because we're not scared of that, are we, Tracy? No. So what we were going to talk about next was going to be some of the amazing things that our friend Sarsha Topp has been up to. So I've got a couple of questions for her, a little bit along the same lines as what we were talking to Stacey about, but Sarsha's got different areas that she would like to speak about. For those of you that joined a little bit later, you may not know how us wahine met each other. And also, kia ora mataora, thank you for joining us. And we will reveal a little bit more about why you're here. And sorry that David left, he must have dropped out his internet because he's a cool fella. Be good to see him again next time. Hopefully he catches up on the recording. So there was one more thing that I was going to say, but I've gone blank. So what we will do is we'll just get straight into asking Sarsha a couple of questions. Oh, no, that's what it was. It was that I was saying how we all met. That's right. So for those that weren't online earlier, because I did see a couple of people come in and drop out, we have met each other through a Wholefood movement that we've been involved in, and we've gotten to the point where we've realised that it's quite important to us to try and get the message through to our own friends and whānau, specifically in Aotearoa. This is an international situation. On the internet we can reach a lot of people that have the same beliefs, but when we look at our own whānau and our own friends, we see a lot of pain. And as Tracy B touched on with her story earlier, sometimes it's our own pain that motivates us to get going. And I've been through plenty of lessons. I've gone the hard way lots of times, and I will share more about that in the future. But we'll keep it moving along, and we will go to Sarsha, and I'll ask her a couple of questions. So do you want to bang your mic off in there? And hi, Sarsha.
Hi.
How are you?
Hang on, I'll just take my big self off. There we go. I'm good, thanks.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this, because I know that on camera is not your favourite way to get your point across, but I tell you what, looking delicious, so that's nice. And I was going to ask you, I know that recently you got to go to a conference and you had quite a few things that inspired you around the lifestyle that you want to have for your whānau, but there was something in particular that got you really lit up. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, hi everyone. When I went to conference in the Gold Coast, they had something there called Nutrition Plus, which is it's another charity, part of the Juice Plus product, that Wholefood product that we're a part of. And I just found everything about it was just amazing. You know how over here we have Fonterra milk in schools? Well, over there, they're starting to do like Juice Plus in schools, okay? So they're starting in the outback. A lot of Aboriginal sort of communities have got it. And they are putting the Juice Plus through some of the schools there and, you know, bridging the gap and stuff, and because a lot of them have got really low immune systems, no lunches and stuff like that. And so it really touched sort of base with me, because it's like, well, if they've got it over there, then we should really have this here in New Zealand, you know, because we have got heaps of kids like that. And even in my own kids' school, there's kids going to school with no lunch. Or I was talking to the teacher yesterday, and she says, because I was telling her about the Juice Plus, getting it in schools. And she said, yeah, there's kids that are having like rations for breakfast and stuff like that. And she just thinks this is an amazing incentive if we could get it in New Zealand. So anyway, Stacey and we met the guys over there that sort of run it, they're a part of it, and sort of been liaising with them, and just got an email the other day, so I can go and try and approach a school and try and get it in to one of the schools here. So I'm going to go, I've got an appointment to go up, and I'm just trying to get my pitch together and go and see the principal here. So it will be amazing if we can get it here in Tortara Grove up the road here. And if that school's a little bit too large at the moment, my sister-in-law is on the board of trustees at Waikare, which is a full immersion Maori school, and they'd be keen to have it there, and it's a much smaller school. So if we can just get it in one school and be consistent with it, and they see fabulous results, then hopefully they can put it through all the schools. I mean, you know, if there's nothing bad about the product, if it's going to improve concentration and skin and health, and, you know, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what I'm really, that's the most thing I love. That's what I love about this business is the Nutrition Plus, and getting it into our little tamafrikis over here would be awesome.
Oh, cool. So I suppose what I'm thinking, you know, if for anybody that's watching and that doesn't know you, I've gotten to know you a little bit better over the last sort of couple of months, they might think, oh, you know, she's got ideas, she's been to conferences, she's got it all. They're probably imagining this really glamorous lifestyle, or, you know, it's easy for her to say. So if we could sort of bring it back to some of that stuff that Stacey was letting us know about, you know, like, do you want to sort of tell us where you were at with this kind of thing, say 6 months or a year ago by comparison, so that people know that it's about the process and the baby steps and stuff like that?
So I have actually only been doing this business now for about 5 months, and I came across it through Stacey and saw what she was doing, and then the product sort of intrigued me, so I was like, what is this? And then it resonated with me, because we try and be as healthy as we can. I mean, I grow all my own veggies and stuff, and I thought, we're reasonably healthy, you know, but started taking the product, and I was like, I need to get my whole sort of family on it. I'm going off track now. Sorry, hang on.
You're all right.
I'm just nervous.
Well, because that's obviously quite a big deal for you, is that you came across the product for a start. I mean, because that's something that's happened for me too. But I guess, you know, people might not realise that you haven't always been really into health, but now you're looking at facilitating getting health food into schools. You know, it's quite a big jump.
Yeah. So it was something that resonated with me, and I needed to get my whole family on it, and but couldn't really afford to get my whole family on it. So I thought the only way to really do it was to join the business. And then from there, so I had this little thing, I'll just do it to do this. And so, but from there, it's been more, and it's sort of given me a new purpose in life. Yes.
You just made a special list recently, didn't you?
I just made the top 100 sales person in Australia, and
you just wanted to get some product for your kids. That's awesome.
Yeah. But the product, it just sells itself. I mean, it's amazing, and I don't know. Like, people have asked me how I do it or whatever, and I just be honest with people. You just tell them what they want to know, and I don't.
Nice one.
That's enough about me.
Yeah, for sure. Although, is there anything else that you'd want to give as advice for people that are looking to create a healthy whānau, or to try new things, or to become empowered as wahine? If there's anything like that you want to chuck out there, now's your moment.
So I joined this business, actually, like, apart from the product, to join this business, I was at home with my kids 24/7. Like, I have got a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, so I went back to work for a very short time. So I've been off work for a long time, and I feel like I haven't been amongst adults. And I was going a little bit crazy at home. Like, I literally was losing it. And then I came across, I was talking to Stacey, and just getting on this community, you know, that's what I loved about it. I didn't even have to sort of leave the house and stuff, because I'm not one of those mums who really get into those mum groups and stuff, you know. But this community was just different, and it was just all about stuff that I enjoyed, that I believed in, and so it helped me with going mum crazy. That's all right.
Find a community. Don't go mum crazy.
My poor kids.
Saves
me.
Carter, thank you so much for letting me ask you some questions. And
no worries.
I'd really like it if you could
answering them.
If you could come back and give us an update on how you're going with the Nutrition Plus in schools for our tamariki, that would be amazing, because that's, you know, I see that Fill Their Lunch Boxes program, and I mean, the Fonterra thing, it's just no. So it would be great to see that, and obviously if you need any help, I'm sure there's heaps of people that would be wanting to put their hands up to help with that. So thank you for that.
Totally, no worries. Thank you.
Like to see you again soon, and I would like to, if I could, Mataora, are you able to have a wee chat, bro? I have to look at the big screen. That's why I've got 2 screens on, just to freak everybody out. Is your mic on, Mataora? Oh, yeah, cool. I'm just trying to switch screens on my little one.
Kia ora, everyone.
Kia ora.
Thank you, Miri, for that wonderful introduction and information. Look forward to presenting some information as well in regards to fitness, health, and well-being. This is my mission in life, my vocation. I really enjoy doing it, improving myself, and sharing the information that has brought me into good health and living.
So, Mataora, do you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself? Because it would be great if people that are into some of the things that you're interested in or know about or qualified in would be able to make sure that they can tune in and hear what it is that you've got to say, because next episode we'll be going in a very different direction. We'll be covering some stuff a wee bit more deeply. So if you could tell us a wee bit about who you are, because I know I'm a huge fan, bro. But if you could let us know a little bit about yourself, that would be really cool.
Okay, kawaii. Oh, so I don't think I should get into whakapapa right now. It'll take hours. It'll take the whole presentation in itself. But simply, I come on the split between the Tainui and Te Mataku Waka. I'm Ngāti Hinerangi, as well as Ngāpui and Ngāi Te Rangi as well. So a few mixtures there. So I came into medicine through martial arts, funnily enough. Wanted to create balance in my life from the extremes of construction and destruction. Construction being the medicine, and deconstruction or destruction being the martial arts, and they create balance. And I was always taught, one of my martial arts masters said, the best doctor would be someone who knows about the body from a broken perspective, and the best martial artist would be someone who knows it from a healing perspective, you know, to know the ins and outs, the parts of the bodies, the depth of it, the different levels of the tissues and so forth, to have a great understanding. And so that's what I did, basically. So I started martial arts quite early. I was really into it, but we couldn't quite afford to do classes and stuff, so brought out the movies and everything like that. Really loved ninja movies and so forth as a kid, and yeah, I learned the secret. And then I reached, the time at high school and stopped sports and focused on my martial arts, and noticed how much it really improved my sportsmanship, my skill and strategy in sports. It was quite surprising. I basically stopped, and then a couple of times some mates were like, "Oh, bro, we need you to sub in. Do you want to sub in?" And so I subbed in, and I surprised myself and everyone. Like, I hadn't picked up a basketball for something like 3-4 years, but I could jump higher. I could, I was a better team player and so forth. And then I was looking to head into doing martial arts full time, and I said that to one of my masters, and he basically said to me, "Well, no," I said, "I'm going to be a martial arts teacher." And he's like, "No, you're not." I was like, "Well, yes, I am." And he's like, "No, you're not." So I heard him out, and he says, "It's not. I've had many jobs as well as teaching. So what else do you want to do?" So I decided exercise science, but it didn't quite sit with me. So I decided, when I was walking down the street, there was this big sign that said acupuncture. And I was like, that sounds cool, because one of my clubs, we had a sign of acupuncture and for striking all the points, and it was kind of cool. I thought, I'll improve my martial arts through this. So, okay, I'm going to learn acupuncture. Walk up and go, "Hey, can you teach me acupuncture?" And he just laughed at me, and he says, "No, you need to go to school." And so I did. I went to school, went on the internet, found the school 15 minutes down the road, and I says, "Wow, it's meant to be." So I started. And 4 years later, even after 3 months, I realized how superficial the view was, and how it is a really deep practice, and it deepened my practice in martial arts and softened my approach to martial arts as well. So now I focus more on Tai Chi and Qigong, and yoga and so forth. And so that's what I really believe is an important thing, and I'd like to bring that in the sense that we should make exercise the base of the food pyramid, because we can consume it. So we ought to consume exercise as the base more majority of the time, and all those other things, as we get to the top, we place into more correct positions. Because I basically believe the most common, the present food pyramid, has too many flaws, and that's a good correction by putting base of the pyramid with exercise. It's an important factor. But don't get me wrong, diet is so important. So yeah, that's a little bit of an introduction, I suppose, about what I'll bring and where I come from in a sense. Yeah. And so I came straight out of school pretty much, and it's brought me to almost 20 years of practice in medicine, of acupuncture, herbal medicine, dietary advice from an alternative perspective, which I believe is something I'd love to talk about at another stage, the energetics of food, and how we apply the foods accordingly to an individual, as in regards to the energy. Just to put it simple, is a nice easy example would be having ice cream in winter. That creates an imbalance. It's a cold environment, your body's cold, and then you go and have something cold, you're going to create or open the possibility for sickness. But if you have something warm, you create balance, harmony with your environment, and homeostasis is maintained. So that's a basic concept. And it's a very important factor that a lot of people overlook sometimes through different types of practices. I'm not going to single any out. It's based on the yin-yang theory, So, yeah, I believe these are important factors I'd like to bring. So that's a little bit...
well, kia ora. Thank you, Matora. I had to turn it off because every time I left my mic on, it was chirping, so I couldn't agree and sort of continue to ask her, or button as I'm known to do. But thank you so much, and I'm really looking forward to it. So in a fortnight's time, you're going to talk to us primarily about movement, but also because these are synergistic things, you're going to cover some of the other things that go with it holistically as well. So we really appreciate that. And also that you volunteered for another topic while you were at it. I didn't miss that, bro.
Yeah, should I say the third?
Oh, yeah, go for it. Whatever you got. And it would be amazing for us, because our truest intention, we all met through this particular whole food movement that we're involved in, but our truest intention is not just to bash people over the head with our magic beans. Our truest intention is to help people, and in particular, if we can do that close to home, that would be amazing, for the people that we know that we can help and affect, if we can get a little bit of help with that and knowledge and just really humble ourselves and get out of the way of our own stuff and let it come through, that would be a real blessing. So thank you for your willingness to be a part of that. That is really appreciated.
Welcome. Thanks, ladies. And men, if they're still there. Yeah.
I think we lost the fellas, but we'll send them the recordings. And shall I hand it over to you, Tracy, for a bit of a karakia? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Kia ora.
Love you.
Love you.
No, I did 30 instead of 20.
That's cool. Sorry, Ruby's just telling me what she's done today. We're homeschooling now. That's another episode. Can we, I'm just going to give a karakia. Okay. So I want to say thank you so much, and kia ora to everyone who shared tonight. Stacey, Sarsha, Miri, and Mataora. Man, I cannot wait for our next episode, because I want to hear more about what you've got to, for us to all learn, man. I know a lot, but there is so much more to learn. So much more to learn. Your cup is always empty, man. Don't think that that's enough. I don't need, there's always more to learn. And I'm really, really stoked that you're part of the crew now, bro. Really happy. Really, really happy. Yes. So, we're going to do this event every fortnight, and it's going to be the same time. So, and we're going to throw it all over the pages, and everybody who's joined us tonight, if you think that this is awesome, we'd love for you to share your experiences with this tonight, either on the Wholefood Māori Girl page or on your own page, and just be like, man, these guys are rocking it. We're going to be learning this and that. We'd love for you to share what we are trying to do. So yeah, thank you all for joining, and we're going to have a karakia, and then we're going to be all on our merry way. And yes, the next one will be a little bit shorter. I can't promise you, but you can see there's so much amazing stuff to talk about that it's just like we could just keep going. So anyway, okay, if we could bow our head and then we'll do this. E te atua manaki te me mātou I tēnei pō, ho mai ke mātou te kaha me te karorea ake, amene. I'm going to take you all off mute. We can all say ka ki te anō.
Oh, po Mari.
Thank
Ki
you.
te anō.
Aroha mai.
Maybe ora, kia
Ka
koutou.
ki te.